Now, with the Republican nomination pretty much a done deal, it is the Democratic race that is generating continued interest as the primary season continues. Tonight, the eldest son of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King shares his thoughts on this historic race and how it relates to his late parents' desire to see America become a more perfect union. Martin Luther King III is watching the 2008 presidential campaigns very closely, particularly the historic Democratic race between an African-American man and a woman. King believes Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton have reinvigorated America's political interest.
I think people are very excited because of the energy that Senator Obama, for example, brings to this process, and the fact, the coalitions that he's able to build. Not that Senator Clinton can't on the Democratic side, but Senator Obama seems to have a very unusual way of bringing people to the table. And that's what the leadership, what it's going to take to change and transform this nation.
That's not an endorsement. King has remained neutral thus far, but he tells me that may soon change. He says the important thing is motivating people to participate in the process.
My dad and his team always encouraged people to get registered and to become involved in the political process. So from that vantage point, things are well. But after a person is elected, we've got to roll up our sleeves and really get to work to transforming our communities and our nation.
I have a dream.
Mr. King sees this race as a true opportunity for America to move closer to his father's dream. But he feels the next president has a tough job ahead, particularly in repairing America's global reputation. He points to the ongoing war in Iraq and his desire to see that conflict end.
Some things you can't win by force. You have to win through some diplomatic actions, and you have to win by knowing when to hold and when to fold. My father tried to teach us that. We obviously have not learned that lesson, and I would say today we need that. And in fact, I'd go further to say the next president is going to have to spend a lot of time rebuilding relationships around the world so that people will respect us again. Not respect us because they are forced to, but because there's true mutual respect.
Now 50 years old, Martin Luther King III was a young boy, just a few months past his 10th birthday when Dr. King was assassinated. Memories of his father are limited, but they are vivid.
I remember distinctly him walking up the stairs, and as I think about it, it was almost like he had no energy. But all of a sudden, when he opened the door and saw us, it was like he was rejuvenated. And all of a sudden, he seemed to have all kind of energy to play with us. And he spent that particular moment dedicated towards satisfying our needs.
Martin Luther King III himself hopes to demonstrate some of those same qualities once he becomes a father. Mr. King and his wife are expecting their first child. It's a baby girl, and she's due in May. The child will be named after Martin Luther King III's late sister, Yolanda, who died last May. As for the presidential race, Mr. King has not endorsed a candidate, as I mentioned, but he does tell me that he is leaning toward one and could make an announcement very soon.